quick because next week is a week that we've circled on the calendar because of Alabama at LSU and then the big one between Ole Miss and Georgia. Let me ask you this. Is there an opportunity for Alabama to get back into it against LSU and Ole Miss to effectively keep Georgia out?
I think there is. And the one thing about, to me, the Alabama LSU game is more clear cut. There's no debate afterwards.
Right.
Should Georgia lose in a very close game, and it's possible, of course, they do have a chance to redeem themselves. So they have Tennessee the
Yeah.
next week,
Yeah.
and I think that becomes such a big game, even though it's at home, that Georgia with two losses, considering one of those losses was against Alabama. Now again, you start playing. It would help if Alabama won, but not essential. But I think Georgia would be sitting there in pretty good shape as a two-loss team.
If Georgia wins, does that put Lane Kiffin's feet one step closer to the swamp?
I believe so, yes. Lane has been off the radar the last few weeks. I'm always a believer in Lane looking around, Matt. I don't care what he says. It's worth remembering that 2 years ago, he essentially accepted the Auburn job for whatever reason. I have no idea. If between Florida and Auburn, he would be so much more in on Florida. I think back to the original conversation we had 15 or 20 minutes ago. If, let's say, Lane loses, which I think is important for Florida fans, should Lane lose, doesn't matter how, and he knows, and they know they have him, then they make a change. That might be the one. Billy Napier has to be pulling hard Saturday for Lane Kiffin to beat Georgia.
You know what I go back to as a comparison? I remember Florida thought they got the guy in Tom Herman,
Yeah.
and he showed some signs of life. And out of nowhere, middle of the night, Herman gets fired. Literally less than 24 hours later, Steve Sarkisian was named head coach because they knew the guy they wanted. They zeroed in on him and they made the change then because they knew they had their guy now. Maybe it's a good comparison.
So yeah, I think it's that simple, as convoluted as it was for me to lay that out. But uh, Gator fans, and I can't explain. I mean, some of it's the visor. I swear, they see they see another Spurrier in Lane
I
Kiffin,
mean, it's not, look, he's got the swagger. He's been prone to mouth off. He's an
yeah,
offensive guy. It's not that far stretch of a comparison.
and it is a fact told to me directly from Lane Kiffin's mouth. He grew up, his biggest hero in coaching, Steve Spurrier.